Hi, welcome to a new video dedicated to a new brushed flight controlling board. This is the AIOF3, and compared to the last flight controlling board I reviewed, this model is introducing two main novelties. First of all, the firmware associated with the FrSky D8 receiver is fixed now. The telemetry is available. It means that on your radio, Taranis, or for example a modded 7A with CC2500 can display now the FrSky on your radio. That's a great point. And the main introduction in this model is the possibility to have the beta OSD, so a built-in OSD directly configurable through a Betaflight graphic user interface. That's a great improvement. For example, before you had to use another graphic user interface, for example the MWOSD, okay, and to plug it through a FDDI serial converter. It was a little bit tricky and complex. Now everything is much more easier directly. Everything's from the flight controlling board, as well the OSD settings are directly available through Betaflight. Let's discover a little bit the content of this small packet. Okay, so I already opened it, and here is the board. Okay, what you will find also power lead cable using the micro SD connector, okay, and a small piece of foam to tape your flight control board to your favorite brushed frame. Okay, so from I would say a 90 up to 120 is the ideal target for such a flight controller board. So here is the bottom side where you can find the STM main processor. Okay, here, and all the pad here are for the motors for the lower side, and I will explain in few instants. For example, here you can find the OSD pins, and here more for to plug a battery and etc. So let's show a little bit the upper face, where on the top left you can find the buying button of the built-in FrSky D8 receiver, and as I said in my introduction, this one is fixed. Now the telemetry is working efficiently. I will demonstrate it, and let's target a little bit the pad. So here you have the main lead pad where you have to solder this micro cable. So the ground is on the left, and plus one cellular one on the right. Be aware this board is not accepted 2S LiPo, unfortunately. This is the main drawback of this board. No 2S compatible. That's a drawback for me, because it would have been almost the perfect brushed flight controlling board. So let's continue a little bit the description. On the 1, 2, 3, 4 you can find the motors pads. Okay, so it's only for quadcopter, not hexacopter compatible. Here you can find on the top three, you can find the source to plug any LEDs. So the top pad is for the LEDs light signal, and the other for the plus 5 volt. Here this is the battery, okay, connection. Okay, so the remaining here is for the OSD, where you can find the ground, the plus 5 volt, and if I'm not wrong, the video input and the video output. So is where you have to connect your favorite, I guess, small and compact, lightweight IO FPV camera. If you want, for example, that all your set IO FPV and AIOF3 board will be under 10 grams, it will be possible to reach such ultra lightweight, and then less for some good choice. Let's discover a little bit the electronics. Here you have the voltage regulator, where you have a big capacity, probably filtering of the plus 5 volt available for example for the LEDs, and most for the video, okay, for the OSD. You have here the MPUs for the 6-axis stabilization. Here you have the CC2500 for the FrSky receiver, and that mega to control the RF receiver, to flash eventually a new firmware. No pad available to do it, so you will need to use these special tools jailing the top of the Atmega. And here the long chip is nothing else than an tiny chip to control the OSD. Okay, so it's where the firmware, etc. Of the OSD is probably installed. Okay, so the board itself is quite light, so let's give information about the weight. So it's 3 grams, and with the micro OSD connector reach 3 grams.6, and with the pad, okay, 3 grams.7, and with the pad you have a little bit more than 4 grams exactly. If you need some dimension, if this board can be installed in your favorite frame, here is the dimension. So you have in length, you have exactly 40, okay, well 37 by 24, and in maximum 8 is around 4, okay, where the micro USB plug here is. Okay, so I will now demonstrate how to bind it and show that the telemetry is fixed. Okay, so I will demonstrate it thanks to my Devo 7A flash with the last 19 build, and of course you have to install, to control the FrSky protocol, you have to install the CC2500 like on the receiver board. Let's check the binding procedure. Okay, the procedure for any FrSky receiver is the same. You have to hold and press the bind button while powering. So I will use this power bank and connect the USB. Okay, and you will see probably, if you press correctly, that the green LEDs is associated for the receiver. So if you're sure you press it, you have to press on your favorite transmitter, FrSky compatible, to press the bind, and after a couple of seconds it should flash and stop to flash. Okay, it means that now it's bound. Okay, so now I can turn off everything. Okay, so I will turn on again the flight control board. Should flash the green light. Now as soon as I will turn on the transmitter, I should have a solid light is bound. Okay, perfect. And I will show on the that the telemetry is working. You have this information. So for example, minus 30 decibel, and it's proportional to the distance. Okay, so if you want to, for example, to set a threshold, an alarm on your radio, if your SSI is going below a nominal value, you can set, and it's good also if you don't want to install any bother to find your last model thanks to the RSSI by following the RSSI value display on your telemetry. Okay, now let's have a look a little bit on the Betaflight. By default, it's the version 3.0.0 installed, or immediately install this version 3.0.1. Okay, and I will show how the different important parameter settings to apply. Okay, so I did a small soldering jump to attach an AIO camera. So you have a plus 5 volt output here, so probably delivering at least 0.5 ampere, so it's strong enough to at least to power at 25 milliwatts and even at 200 milliwatts, so that's great. And be aware, you have the V out and the V in, so from the left to the right you have V in, V out, and you have to connect, if you have the same AIO MC02 camera, V in with the V in and V out with the V out. I like to fly in pale configuration. Okay, so I turn the switch of the MC02 in pale, so this is the switch 2, and I also in Betaflight OSD I select the pale and turn everything in matrix unit, so I will show that is working fine. I will power everything, so through the USB it's strong enough to power both the OSD and the VTX camera at 25 milliwatts at least. So as you will see, when I will turn on my FPV monitor, you can see here the RSSI display. The voltage information is not correct because it's powered by the USB, but it will be correct as soon as I will connect, for example, from the main LiPo connector. But it's working. As you can see, the artificial horizontal line is working, no problem. And you have the acro flight mode, for example. You can see arm, and you should have the flight mode available. Okay, and the statistics you can enter into the USD by by putting the throttle in the middle, press your right while pushing up, and you are in the main menu of the OSD, like this. So you can navigate through the right stick. So for example, I can enter into the features by pressing right. Okay, I can set, for example, the LED strip, etc. I can set back, and if I need something to set an alarm, I can set it directly, an RSSI at 20%, the main battery, the flight time, okay, some stuff, anyone I want as alarm, I can do it, and the screen layout, okay, position back, etc. So I can display, positionate everything, all the element on the SD as I want, and I can exit, okay, no problem. And it should restart Betaflight OSD, so associated with the 301. So it's working perfectly. And for example, if I go further with the radio, you will see that the RSSI will decrease, no problem. You can see on the top, and when I'm coming back to the antenna is working. So it's great to find, to locate a lost model. That's great. So I hope you enjoy this small demonstration. Really, I like all the elements. First of all, it's a compact 3 grams flight control board integrating Betaflight OSD. That's great. So one unique interface to set all the settings for the flight controller as well as the OSD. You have the main information. You can now, the telemetry of the FrSky protocol is fixed. That's great. So you can install both alarm on the radio as well on your OSD, double security, and the connection is pretty obvious. Very nice. The only bad point, I would say, is this not possibility to connect directly to S LiPo. It would have been great if this board will be also 2S compatible to install strong motor and to have a really beastie brushed FPV compact flyer. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please submit, and if you like my channel, please subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.